So now I'd like to do a few other poses. They may seem a little advanced, but we can try. So I'd like to come into what we call our Trikanasana. Trikanasana is triangle pose. So if you step your feet out into your wide angle, turn your left toes down your mat. You're kicking out your right heel a little bit, but you're going to try to make yourself flat, straight up. And now you'll lift your arms out at shoulder height, fingertips going to either wall, and palms down. Look over your left hand, excuse me. Lean and reach to the left, and then you're just going to drop the left hand and lift the right. So this could be challenging for shoulders, so keep your arm down, or go like this. Or you can just extend that right arm, fingertips to the ceiling. So this is trying to open up the shoulder, open up the heart. Left fingertips should be on top or on the side, but no gripping and grasping. So this is all about opening up that heart. Look up, look straight. And then we start to come back up. Turn your left toes, hands on hips, and just half forward fold. Come back up again and pause, lining yourself up for the other side. Right toes go down the mat. Left toes turn in, looking along the long edge of your mat, hands out. Look over your right fingers. Reach. And now start to tip. I used to say tip like a teapot. Right hand down, in the front or on top, left fingertips up. So it's almost like if you were holding a pole. The pole would attach to each hand. And you can look up, look straight, look down, whatever happens with your neck. It's about opening up the whole side. And then coming back up again. Palms together, turn the right foot, and hands right here, and just forward fold. Maybe you'd like to touch the floor, maybe use a block, just to forward fold. Keep the knees nice and soft, not too locked, but you can use this, whatever feels comfortable. And wherever you are, hands on the hips, on the front legs, and you're going to start to slide up. Come back into a goddess pose, which we did earlier. Toes out, knees bent, tall spine, belly button to spine, elbows up, goddess. Hands to heart center, starting to walk your feet back in again. Lining up, chair pose. High back lift. Walk yourself out to your down dog. Drop to your knees. 2 cat-cows. Extended child's pose. Back up into your tabletop. Left foot forward. Tuck toes under, come into your lunge. You can take your left hand and bring it on the inside of your right foot. I'll show you how to do that in the front here. So if you're like this, whether your knee is down or up, bring this inside for a moment. Notice your knee is next to your shoulder. And just stay here for a couple of breaths, looking at that space in between your pointer finger and your thumbs. Drop the knee back down, bring your hand, come back, tabletop, line up. And now the other side. So there's many poses that we can stay on the mat. From here, I'm going to Keep our knee down or lift, whichever it is. Hand on the inside, and stay for 2 breaths. Drop that knee. Come back into tabletop. And this time we're going to sit off to the right. Bringing our legs in front of us as we twirl onto our hips. I'm going to come into a boat pose. So our legs are extended, our toes are nice and tall. Let's bring our heels onto the mat in front of our hips. Our knees are pointing towards the ceiling. We're going to put our hands behind our thighs. Nice tall back. Pretend you have a tennis ball right here so that your chin stays towards your chest. It doesn't lift up. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, start to lean back. This might be just good enough for you. Stay right here. If you want to lift your heels up off the mat, you can, keeping your hands underneath, behind your thighs. If you'd like to let go, you can. So there's many different ways of doing boat pose. It's about tightening the inside of the core. And then from here, when we come forward, we come into butterfly. We open up our knees, hold our feet, and just fold forward. And we'll do one more. Come back up. I'll do it sideways. So your legs are extended, just bend your knees. And they're hips width apart too. They're just, so you can actually take a fist and place it in between your knees. It's a nice little placement to kind of give you an idea of what's up. Hands behind your thighs, nice tall back, chin towards your chest, and just start. You can lean back and lift one heel, maybe 2 hands. Coming back and come into your butterfly. Coming back up again. So we're going to come into a wide angle. So your wide angle can be as wide as you want it to be. So your toes are going up. So your ankles and your knees and your hips are lined up in a wide angle. And this is when you're nice tall back. Hands are in front. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you start to walk your hands forward. Not holding on to, trying to get to the ground. It's more of feeling the stretch in the inner thighs. So you'll go where you can. You're going to feel it in the back of the hamstrings. But try to keep your toes up. Not drop them or put them inside. But this will help stretch the back of your legs. So you're just walking your fingers out in front of you as you lean forward. And while you're there, maybe slide your left hand to the center and take a breath in as you just twist and place your right hand on the top of the thigh and just look over your right shoulder. Come back, slide the right hand into the center, left hand on left thigh, look up. Come back to center, walking the hands up, come right back into your butterfly. Hands either on top, they can either be around the feet, on the shins, and your elbows are pressing into the inner thighs, and you just lean forward. So it differs for everyone. And then coming up, and now we'll go into our traditional forward float. Forward fold, we do this all the time, but it differs for everyone. So, usually our legs are extended, toes are to the nose. But if you have a little, extra belly, you can always open up your legs a little bit more so you can fold and feel more comfortable. So you'll go where your body can. What couple little helpers I always found helpful is if I put my hand opposite right next to my thigh, my hip, each hand, and I straighten my elbows, it makes me keep my back tall and straight. And then I'm sweeping my fingers up towards the ceiling, taking a breath in, and as I exhale, I fold forward. And I'm gonna bring my hands wherever they go, be it beside my legs, on top of my legs, under my toes. So it's gonna differ for everyone. But feel the stretch in the whole back of the legs, wherever you go. And as you exhale, feel the belly concave in. Feel the belly empty out so you can fold a little bit closer towards the top thighs. And you can stay here and languish in this pose for as long as you want to. And then you can take a breath in. And as you exhale and start to come up, come right back into your boat pose as you slide your hips. Right into your butterfly. Coming back up again, sliding your legs back down the mat again. Bending your right knee, and your right foot's on the inside of your left thigh, toes to the ceiling. So this time we're going to bend forward over one leg, and you'll see the difference in how it feels. Take a breath as you lift your fingertips up, lengthen the spine, lengthen the back. Exhale as you fold over the front, the top of that left leg. And hands can go wherever they can. Breath as you come back up again. Let's lift that knee and kind of hug it close. Keep your left hand on the outside of the shin. You can wrap it if you're able to, and exhale as you twist. So your right hand goes to the back of your mat. Coming forward, extending that leg and just doing the other side. Bending the left knee. Lining up your spine, toes to your ceiling, toes to the nose. Sweep, take a breath. Exhale, fold forward. Hands behind or on the bottom of your foot or alongside your leg. Stay with that breath. Sliding your hands up your leg, lift that knee. Right hand on the front of that shin. Nice tall spine, take a breath. Exhale, twist. Take a breath, come forward. And then just starting to settle back in as we start to close the practice. So we come into that final pose of Shavasana. And Shavasana is lying flat on the mat. So we'll come to our hips, placing our hands behind our thighs and starting to uncurl our back as we lower slowly to the mat. And just placing your heels on the mat and just dropping your feet out, arms alongside your body with the palms going towards the ceiling. And then you start to come into that place where you feel like you're sinking into your mat. And your eyeballs are very heavy. Your eyes are closed. Your gaze is at the third eye, that space between your eyebrows. And you just feel the softening, feel the settling. Everything's starting to just melt into your mat. Shoulders, hips, thighs, knees, feet, ankles, and your fingertips are just heavy. And you stay here with that breath. And that is the withdrawing. You're going to concentrate deep into your mind of breath. No thoughts, no worries. Just breathing. And continue with that breath and just lying there, feeling that withdrawing, that space, that place where you could stay. That place that quiets the mind, connects you to the earth. And when you're ready, you can bring your knees to your chest and wrapping your arms around your shins and just rock side to side, massaging your low back. And then just dropping off to that right side and pausing for a moment. And then taking your left hand and pressing it into the earth to help bring you back up into your seated pose you started your practice in. Bringing your palms to your heart center and ending with a Padme mudra, which is a mudra of love and compassion, the lotus flower, touching your wrists, your thumbs, and your baby fingers, and it's splaying out the other three into a beautiful lotus flower in front of the heart center. And just taking your gaze to the center, filling this world, this earth with love and compassion. Thank you all for joining me today. The love and light in me honors the love and light in you as I bow to you and say namaste. Thank you for coming.